Okay, so I got my function right here in my graphing calculator. Let's make this window a little bit bigger. I want to show you something. See, these are our answers that we got. These guys right over here. Okay, I want you guys to see that those answers match these x-intercepts right here. What? What? Now that one looks like a 2 right there, and that one doesn't look like these at all. All right, well this is something you can do with your graphing calculator, and you don't have to know how to do it right now. But we will go through this slower later, so don't mind me pushing buttons, just watch. So I can use this function on the calculator to help me find the zeros. You guys remember zeros are also known as roots. They're also known as x-intercepts. They're also known as solutions. 4 names for the same thing. So anyways, I want to find the zeros of this function. So I'm going to select 2, push 2 right there. And then my calculator is going to look for these zeros. Now, for this graph, there's 2 zeros. There's one right over here, right there, and there's one right there. Okay, so how does the calculator know which one you want to find first? Let's find this one first. Okay, so what you do is you got to build these walls. How do you build these walls? So you just got to press enter. So I'm gonna put my cursor right there, and my left wall or left bound is going to be right there. So I'm going to press enter, and my calculator puts a dotted line right there. And then I'm going to go over to the other side and build my right side wall and press enter. By doing that, I put the x-intercept in the middle of my 2 walls. Now the calculator knows which x-intercept I want. And so then I say, the calculator is saying, hey, do you want me to guess right here? And you say yes by saying enter. And it finds it. Here's a 0, 1.854102. Does that look like one of these? No, that's because these are not simplified all the way. We're leaving them just like that. These are the exact answers, but if we wanted to simplify them more, we would get decimals, and those would be, those would be approximate answers. So how do you do that? In my main window, I'm going to take this first guy right here, and I'm going to plug him into my calculator to see what I get. Now, one thing you got to make sure you do when you're using your graphing calculator is you got to put everything in correctly. Because if you just put it all in, you might put it in wrong, and the calculator will use the order of operations to find your answer. So like, if I have stuff going on in the numerator, I got to put all the numerator in parentheses. So I'm going to have a -3. My negative button is right here. It's not the minus sign. That's my negative button. -3. And I go plus 3 times the square root of 5. So I'm going to second, square root is right there. I'm going to put 5 right there. Now that's my numerator. So I'm going to close that off. And then my denominator only has 1 number, so I don't need parentheses there. So divided by my denominator. All right, what do we get? Hey, wasn't that the same number? Hey. So this is this, which is what we saw on our graph, right? Right? Okay, one more time. Let's just do it for fun, I suppose. This is not fun. You be quiet. All right, second calc, and I'm going to find my 0. I'm going to build my left wall. Now, I'm just clicking, but you can pick a number if you want to. Like, you could pick like a -5. It looks like it would work. But I drag the cursor over, I press enter, and then I gotta drag the cursor over here this side, I gotta press enter. I got my wall, my x-intercept is in between, I say yes, guess! What do you get? -4.85, is that gonna be the same as this guy down here? Now let's find out. I can do this a lot faster now because I already have it up here. So I go up here and I highlight that, I press enter, it recopies it down here. What's the only difference between this top one and this bottom one? So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna highlight that plus sign and I'm gonna press minus. And I press enter, and boom shakalaka, I get the same numbers. So we found the x-intercepts here, and I just showed you guys on the graph what those x-intercepts look like.